Hi, Becca.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is a great spot.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so the house was built in about 1900.
Okay.
But there's an addition that was put on in about the 80s.
You can kind of see it. I'm guessing that was the original portion of the house up here with that roof line and then the addition to the left.
Absolutely.
And you can kind of tell from the poured foundation on this side is a little bit newer.
Yes.
So you wrote in about a project in the addition?
Yes, so we've got a ceiling fan that we would love to replace in our primary bedroom.
Perfect, let's go take a look.
Awesome. So this is the fan I was talking about. We've done a lot of work in the house, but definitely want to replace the fan.
Got it. Yeah, everything else in the room looks great. Freshly painted, the furniture looks great, the rug, but the fan is kind of starting to show its age, huh?
Definitely.
Okay. You said you did kind of like the look of it though, so something similar, but maybe a little more modern?
Absolutely. We do like the look of it. We don't have AC in the house, so we do use the fan.
So you really need the fan to move a lot of air to keep you comfortable in the summertime?
Yes.
All right, that's not too bad. So let me grab some tools, take a look at a couple of things, and then we'll go over our options.
Sounds great.
All right. All right, so I found some stuff that we can leave in place and a couple of things that we want to change. So the first thing we found that we're going to leave in place is we took apart the switch over here to see what the wiring was like. Now, since you said the remodel was done or the addition about mid-80s, we found what we thought we'd find. We found the newer generation of NM cable, which is perfectly fine to leave as it is. So we can put that back, reuse that cable. We don't have to touch a thing.
Great.
The second thing I wanted to check was the height of the ceiling. So the ceilings are a little bit low. We have 94 inches from the ceiling to the floor. Our code dictates that we have to have 84 inches minimum from the floor to the fan blades themselves. So that gives us a 10-inch space to fit the fan blades in. Now a fan like this type of hugger, fits perfectly fine. These blades are great. And there are plenty of other fans that'll still fit within that space, but it does limit our selection a little bit. So picking a fan, we can find one, but just to be careful about what we pick.
Okay.
The third thing I checked was when I took the canopy down to look up inside and see what we had for a box. I didn't expect to find a fan box up there, and we didn't. What we found was this bar box up there. So you have the joist going this way, a bar that spans across and is screwed in on both sides. And what happens is a box like this slides up in and then screws in just with this one screw into the middle of that. Now it's perfectly fine for a light fixture. It's not sufficient to hold the weight of a fan. So we want to put in something like this. You can see it's much beefier. So the bar is bigger. This will spread out, go between the joists, get a little pressure. The teeth will bite in and hold the weight of the fan. The box is beefier. Where the screws attach is bigger. The screws are bigger. It's all designed to hold the weight and the vibration of a fan. So we're going to go ahead and tackle that. A lot of times we do that from the bottom. We take the old one out, try to get to the screws if we could, unscrew that, and then slide this up and in as an old work and put this into place. Two things though. It's going to be a little difficult to reach those screws, so I think it'll be easier from the attic where you do have attic access. And the second thing is you had some insulation done, right?
Yeah, we had some blown in.
Which is great for energy, but my other concern would be is if I did try to do that from the bottom and take this box out, the blown in insulation is just going to come pouring out like snow, and I don't want to have that happen. So I think the best bet is to go up there, sweep this away, unscrew this, slide this into place, and then we can do the fun part of putting the fan up. What do you think?
Sounds great.
All right. All right, Becca, so let's start taking this down. We're going to start with the light bulbs and then get the globes out of the way.
All right.
Perfect. That's right. Take that. All right, now we'll take the light kit right off. So we should have 3 or 4 screws on the side. You can see those. Almost there. There you go. Now, there's no need to worry, you're perfectly safe. The breaker is off, nothing can happen. Whenever we're disconnecting, we always want to take the hot lead, the black off first, white second, ground third. Then when we reconnect, same order in reverse, ground first, white or neutral second, and then finally the hot last. That's perfect, because we're gonna have to lift this motor up and off of this bracket now. Great. Hey Becca, take a look at what we found.
Whoa.
Right there. So I know it's a little hard to tell, but can you see the 2 nail holes right here?
Yeah.
So the bar box that we had up here before actually went from strapping to strapping, not joist to joist like we thought it did.
Oh goodness.
So they had that nailed into the strapping on both sides. And the good thing that was actually keeping it from twisting with the fan was that the box was resting against the side of the joist. Obviously, it's still not strong enough to hold a fan, so we wanted to take this out like we did. The one drawback we have now, though, is the fan brace we were planning on installing that was going to go from here to here. This hole is a little too tight to this joist. So by the time the foot of the fan brace rests up against here, the box would be off of here another 3/4 of an inch, and we'd have to cut a little more of the drywall in the ceiling out to fit that, and then we'd have to patch it afterwards. Okay. I really don't want to have to do that to you, and I don't think we have to. So what we could do is I could take a piece of 2x6 and go from joist to joist, screw it in, make sure it's nice and rugged, and then we can install a fan-rated octagon from the bottom, screw that right into the joist, keep the original hole, not do any patching, and I think we'll be good. What do you think?
Sounds great.
All right, let's do it.
Since we're adding new structure, I can secure the 2x6 to the bay by screwing to the outside of the two joists. This will give us the support we need to properly secure the fan.
All right, so our block's up in the attic, the insulation's all back in place. Insulation lift. First, I'll mark the screw holes for mounting the new box. Okay, so I'm gonna go there. Next, in order to prevent damaging the threaded holes in this box and to keep the box from pushing off of this piece of wood, I want to pre-drill holes in the wood block so that these machine screws have a place to rest. I'll remove one of the knockouts under the clamp so I can thread the wires back into the box and then clamp it down. Now I grab our wire. I want to get that started in our box and then screw that to the ceiling.
Great.
All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and wire this up. And it has a hook up here for us to hook this and hold it in place so we don't need multiple sets of hands. So we can go ahead and wire it. And as you can see, it already comes with this module attached to it. This is the remote control module. It's already built in. That's designed to stay up in the canopy. So we'll just wire this and then you can control it right from the remote.
Awesome.
To wire the new fan, we're simply gonna repeat the same process we did earlier when we took it down, but we're gonna do it in reverse. Ground to ground, white to white, and then finally black to black. Finally, we can assemble the remaining parts of the fan and turn the power back on. All right, and that just has a couple little dimples on the inside here. And just like that, one ceiling fan.
Looks great.
All right, Becca, so the power's back on. This unit comes with a remote like we were talking about. We saw the module is up in the canopy and that module came from the factory with this remote. So this will control it. It's already been paired. And there are also a lot of other nice features that come with this. It's also smart home friendly. So if you have a voice controlled system, Wi-Fi, anything like that, it can tie into it pretty easily and let you control the fan that way.
Awesome, we do, so this will be great.
Perfect. So one remote, give it a shot. There's our light and our fan.
Looks great.
That's nice. I'm happy with it. Are you happy with it?
I love it. Thank you so much.
Great. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.